Hello and welcome to Symbols and Cynicism, a podcast where we talk about all of the things that I love, some of the things that I hate, and this wacky adventure that we call life. My name is Bob, I'm your host, and I'm so glad you're here today for a band recruiting and retention discussion with Jen Beair, something neat with Matt, and meetings that should have been an email. Let's get started. Welcome back to today's program. Nothing really to discuss here. We're just going to kind of jump right into the meat of the program. Just a quick reminder, though. Tell your friends about the show. Share us on Facebook. More listeners is more fun. If you want to financially support us, you can use the support the show link in the show description. And 100% of your donation helps us to support this show financially. You could also buy some merch through the merch store at themarchingarts.com/RHS. T-shirts, hoodies, bottle stickers. You can also find us on YouTube at Robert H. Sloan RHS Music, including old podcast episodes, shorts, Star Wars episodes playlist. There's also some composition stuff on there. You can parse that out. If you want, you can like and subscribe so you don't miss anything on the YouTube channel. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Symbols and Cynicism, a podcast. And RHS Music is also on Facebook at RHS Music. On today's show, we have a great discussion with my friend and band director, Jen Beair, about band recruiting and retention. We have something neat with Matt. We're kind of going old school with Matt today. We'll talk about that a little later. And meetings that should have been an email. Let's roll. Bring in Jen Beair. All right, welcome to the show. This is Jen Beair. She is the director of bands at Minster High School in West Central Ohio. She's a proud graduate of Wapakoneta High School and Miami University, so love and honor for that. Honor. Yep. She has presented at the Ohio State Music Conference on success in the small school environment. She hosts the OMEA D3 Junior High Solo Ensemble. She is president-elect of OMEA District 3. She is a wife and mother of 6, that's right, I said 6 boys who range in age from elementary through adults. And we've been best friends for a long, long time. Jen, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
We're glad you're here. How do you have time to do you ever sleep?
Yes, I sleep more than you sleep.
Well, that's maybe true. Maybe I need 6 boys.
Maybe.
So tell us about your boys. They really do range in elementary through adulthood.
Yeah, my oldest is 25. My next one's 23. He's married, so I do have one daughter-in-law.
Okay.
So I'm very proud. The girls are slowly coming. And then I have a 21-year-old that's finishing up next year, his senior year at Mount Vernon Nazarene University. He has a serious girlfriend, so I'm hoping soon we'll have a second daughter-in-law. And then I have a senior, and then a 4th grader and a 3rd grader.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. And so all you have to do is teach another 25 years to get all these
them
kids
all
through college.
Yes, and have probably some grandkids by then.
Which you intend to do, teach another 25 years.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course not. Well, that's we're here to talk today about band recruitment, about band retention, because you teach in what I would consider a small school, but have had really great success with a band that is probably larger than it should be given the school size.
Probably
if that makes sense. So tell us a little bit. Let's get a little bit of background about the school and the band. How long have you been here at Minster?
So this is my 28th year of teaching, but I've been here 27.
27. So longevity.
Yep.
That's important.
Yep.
And you live in town?
Yep. It took us 4 years to find a home in Minster because at that time, literally someone had to pass away to get a house. And so it took us a bit. But so I've lived here 24 years. So it took us a few years to get here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what is about the average graduating class of Minster High School?
I would say average is 60. The senior class this year is like 62. Next year's 56, 57.
Okay. So roughly 240 kids in the high school.
Yeah. 60 times 4. Yeah, 240.
240,
yeah.
right? And how many in the high school band?
So we have 120.
Okay. So quick math, 120 is about 50%.
Almost 50%.
You have about half of the high school
Correct.
in band. I think anybody listening to this podcast would love to have that percentage in band, which is why we're here. I never had 50%, and you do. Your symphonic band also, we just rehearsed them. This is not a situation where everybody's in band because band is a screw-around class, by the way. Incredible success of the marching band and symphonic band. You're at state almost every year. Success at state most years. Right? So high quality band program following high success rate. And we're here to determine how you did that. We're going to bottle it, we're going to sell it, we're going to make $1 million. Broadly speaking, tell us a little bit about why you think you've been so successful with enrollment.
Yeah, I think when I came here and they had 28 kids, that's how many I had in high school band enrolled. And I knew that there had been some success. 2 directors before me with Bill Thomas. He was a great year. Had hugely nice size band, about 80, I think is where he was at. And they were successful in marching competition band and then also with this symphonic band or concert band. So I knew the potential was there. And luckily I wasn't the person who had to follow him because I think that's always tough for anybody who comes in and follows someone who's really strong. So I knew it was there. And Wapak had a competition band for marching band when I went to Wapak, and I loved that. So that's what I wanted to create here because I knew they hadn't done that before. But when I only had 28 kids, I wasn't comfortable taking them out, at the beginning during marching band. And then, and then I stayed here a couple years and the numbers growed a lot. I mean, we were at 100 within 5 years. And that's when and then I'm like, I could go to contests, but by that point I'd already had 2 kids. And then I'm like, well, it's not broke, then the community kind of forgot about marching band competitions, and I was a mom and still going to have a bigger family, so I decided at that time because I did not know, even though I'm from Wapak, I did not know Minster and athletics. Like I had never even been to this town before I interviewed. So when I got here and realized my clientele and realized like what's important to them and hard work and schoolwork and athletics was up there. And so then I'm like, how can I make this successful in this bubble that we live in? It's a great community, but people in Minster love sports and I love sports. So for me, it was more important to have a strong program that valued, I hated that people was like, no, I'm an athlete, so I can't be a band member,
right? Because
that drives me crazy. So I decided, nope, I'm going to prove you wrong, and you can be whatever you want to be. You can be the valedictorian, you can be in band, you can be a sport athlete. Like this is your time in life where you can do that.
Yes.
So So to me, it was more about introducing and having a long life love of band, and that way when kids graduate, and like now I'm seeing my former students' kids all in band because they loved band, and so they have a lifelong appreciation for it. So that I know I care for these students like they're my own, and I think that comes out, I hope, in my teaching, and so I think the kids, that's contagious, so I have just a wide variety of obviously a wide variety of kids in here, and I just love them all. And
well, we'll talk about this a little later too, but with the whole sports thing, as you drive into Minster, there's a sign right outside the high school on the main street that says 47 state championships.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, that's nuts.
It's one of the highest in the state.
Anybody who knows West Central Ohio, we have Coldwater, we have Marion local. I think Minster sometimes gets forgotten because it isn't always the football success.
Because it's not always football. Yes.
It's baseball, golf, volleyball. I mean, you guys have a lot of
running.
Oh gosh, girls cross country. Freaky fast. But that ability to work together and realize that in any school setting, but small school setting especially, kids have to do more than one thing. I mean, you can't have 50% of the kids in band and then say no athletes. Like that's not a thing.
We can talk about that later, but that also has its detriment. I mean, there's also downfalls to that.
Yes.
That not everyone would accept or look at what I do and think, oh, I could never do that.
Right. Well, let's start sort of at the beginning.
Yeah.
What grade is beginning band at Minster?
5th grade, right at the beginning of the year. So this month in April, I'll be meeting with the 4th graders. Here's the thing, we start in 4th grade, pretty much everyone signs up for band. I literally typically don't have 5 to 10 kids in each grade when I start. So our numbers do drop because I start out with like 90%
Right.
in elementary and junior high. And then so I get most of the kids. Like I would say in 5th and 6th grade I have 97% of the kids in the whole entire grade in band. And literally all I have to do is meet with them once during the school day, send a paper home. I'm still old fashioned, and then they sign up for band.
So it's just magic.
It's not magic. It's just they just do it because it's what people do.
But it wasn't always that way, because 25 years ago or whatever it was, there was only 28 kids in the high school band.
Yes.
So what was the switch? How did you go from getting a recruiting class of 30 or whatever it was to a recruiting class of 55?
To tell you the truth, I read the same story to the 4th graders that I read back then. Froggy plays in the band is what I read.
Okay.
And then I read that.
My son loved that story.
And then I give like a true false kind of little like true that the trombone's a woodwind. That's false, like that, and just meet with them, talk to them. I bring, like a lot of band directors, bring my high school kids over.
Yep.
I handpick them. Like I always have a football player with me. I always have a cross. I get good players, but I also get the ones that the 4th graders are going to know because they've seen them on the basketball court or on the football field, and we've had the valedictorian the last 10 years, I think, has always been in band, so we talk about that. And now it's just, and so that over time that has built up, and then now it's just what happens.
Well, because it's one thing for you, the middle-aged, so to speak, band director saying to a 4th grader, well, you can play football and be in band.
Yes.
It's a different thing when you get a football player who is in band wearing their jersey.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes.
Wear your jersey, John or whatever, and they stand there and say, I play whatever instrument that is, and I am the running back or whatever it is. So you actually have them wear their jerseys?
Yeah, they do, and they talk about it. But but in town, the kids know who they are. Like they wouldn't even need to wear the jersey because it's probably their cousin or and they all go to the game. Like Minster, the people in Minster, they all support everything. So typically, and also like I use my own kids. My kids have been very good in sports, my own boys, and so they know I'm not just talking out both sides of my mouth because my kids are living that. Like my kids are good athletes and good in band, and so they see that too.
Yeah, your kids have played football in college.
Baseball.
Baseball. Sports.
They have. Yeah.
Right, your kids have played sports in college, baseball, and your younger sons also played baseball and
yes, and then also with state golfers. So my boys are state golfers. So yes, so I live it. Like I believe it to the core.
It's walk the walk.
Yes, and I am super competitive, and I'm that baseball crazy mom. Like I love sports. So. It's not it's just not something I'm just saying. Like I truly love athletics and music. So
what are some of the challenges around this fourth beginning of 5th grade level with having so many kids?
So here's an interesting thing. So there's also, because there's so many kids in the program, there's also a lot of used instruments that they get from their cousin, or they're sharing the trumpet with 3 different kids. So and the way our buildings are set up, we have kids crossing the parking lot every day to go grab their instrument from the other school or go grab the others because they don't buy more than one instrument and they share. They just buy a mouthpiece and they just run over, grab their instrument. Then little Johnny runs over later, grabs it back. And it's just because we all are right here and that works. That's a challenge, though, because, obviously I would love everyone to own their own instrument. And, but sometimes that doesn't happen.
I guess you've shared quality instrument is better
better than
personally owned junk instruments.
For sure. Yeah, so that's a challenge. Or because my first 3 daughters all wanted to play the flute, and now I have my 4th daughter who really wants to play the trumpet, but we own a flute, so we're going to play the flute.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, and her, she shouldn't be playing the flute, but okay.
Right. Well,
we'll give it a shot.
That's right. And maybe convince them later that clarinet or
maybe
trumpet
will
or
be
something.
good. Yeah.
You look like a good tuba player.
Yes, exactly.
We all need more. We all need more tuba players.
Absolutely.
So we've got these kids in band now, and they're sharing their instruments, or they're not sharing their instruments. And now we're moving them from 5th grade into 6th grade, a middle school class.
5th grade and 6th grade are both in the elementary, and so we have they have band every week, twice a week, and then every 3 weeks. They get it 3 times because we do small group instruction. So, and then the assistant and I, we divide up even with those small groups. So we do, like, I'll do saxes and flutes, and he might do clarinets. And then on brass days, I do trombones. He does trumpet and horn. So,
Yeah.
So it's real small. And the kids cross the parking lot, and they come here because we only have 2 band rooms. So my group comes here, and the other group stays over there.
Okay. So you mentioned you recruit about 90 or 95%. We're graduating about 50% of the class,
Correct.
roughly. So why is it pretty typical? Why are kids dropping band?
So it's always that transition from 8th grade. We don't have kids drop until through 8th grade.
Right.
And then it's that transition from 8th grade to high school. I think with just, it just happens, right? So, but I don't need a bigger program than that. Like, there's only 2 band directors, 120. It's more than, I feel like we should have another staff member. So it's okay. And I get the kids that love it, but at least all of them have tried it. And because of that, I think then the student body who's not in band, they all were in band. So they know what we're doing. They're not making fun or, have it like a stigma behind being in band, because they were all mostly here.
Yeah.
So I think the rest of the student body is super supportive of the students.
And they didn't necessarily leave unhappy.
No, absolutely not. Nope. And some it's not meant for it's not meant for everybody. Yep.
Yeah. So the student body cat pack.
I don't even know. We don't have a big student body section in football games because they're all in the band or the cheerleaders or the football players. So we have like 2 rows.
Right. The other 5 kids.
Yeah.
But the non-band kids are supportive of the band kids because, well, for one thing, they all grew up together.
Yep. And they're all friends, and like they know I care about them regardless. I talk to everyone in the hallways. So,
are there some that middle school 8 to 9 transition? Are there some intentional things you do to keep the kids that you're keeping?
Well, being that the 7th and 8th graders are in the high school, I'm very intentional when they're here to make sure they know what's going on in here. Because we have 120 chairs in a small space that's not meant for 120 chairs. Why are all these chairs out? And I'm like, well, this is how big high school band is. And so I don't have time to clean it up. Or, when we're doing script cats, that's a thing that we do at homecoming, and lights are all over the room, or decorations, or like I explain things as we're going through. Oh, we have these drums out because we're doing this. So because we're here in the same space as the high school, or we do when we have all these state champions going through and we do a march through the halls, like they see it because they're here, So I just try to be intentional about showing them what the high school band all does throughout the year.
So, like, my least favorite thing about being a band director was anytime a kid quit.
I hate it.
Right? Like, that's the number one worst thing. And everybody always tells you the same thing.
It's a lie.
Don't take it personal. And it's impossible not to take personal. But a kid comes in, even that 90th percent kid. Yeah. It's not like you just go, okay, see ya. What are some things you're talking to them or the parent to try to keep them in?
It's this is the time. That's the time of year I don't sleep, right? Because that keeps me up at night. Because sometimes a student will leave and you'll be like, yeah, that's okay. I get it. And you have a great, good luck.
Right.
And then there's that kid that's like, I see you have fun in here. I see you're an amazing player. You're smiling. Like, you never pretended, like, to me that you, or never said anything, like you weren't happy. Like, that hurts. Those hurt.
Yes.
I'm an emotional person, you know that. So I always cry, always. And that's just the way I am. And the kids know that. And so they don't want to come talk to me. I tell them, if you're leaving here and I've taught you for 4, 5, 6, 7, you owe me a conversation. And I go, it's not going to be easy. And I tell them that sometimes in life, conversations aren't easy and you have to have them. And so they come in here and I get some back. There's always like one that I'm like, you got away. That one got away.
Sure.
And that's the ones that keep me up at night. And I mean, in reality, literally keeps me up at night. But I tell them to make a pros cons list. They'll say, oh, but I don't like marching. I don't like the marching band when it's cold, but I love you cannot choose to do. You have to be in the whole season here. And so, I wish I could just do sit down band, but I'm not giving that. That's not what I believe. So I'm not giving up that control.
Right.
And I'm like, well, then I can't do that because then I had other kids doing that, even though sometimes it's hard because I would really like to keep them. But, what bothers me the most is when it's a pack of kids. Like a friend group, And I know that this person might really like it, but their other friends not staying in it. And I'm like, that to me, I'm like, you can make new friends, or you have other people in here. Like half the high school's here. Like you talk to other people, you know.
Literally half the high school
Yeah.
is
So
here.
like, I don't. There's never an easy way. I hate when kids quit, and I really don't like when juniors. Every once in a while, I get a junior to senior quitting.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't tell. I would. That's hard because I know their families. Been here long enough. I'm probably friends with their family. That's hard because I feel like that's a parenting issue too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just going to say it. Like I would never let my kids quit something their senior year after they've put in so much time.
Yeah.
But so it's hard to keep those opinions out of the conversation.
Absolutely.
With the kids, you
well,
know.
and I think I view it differently now. Like when Harrison was in middle school, you know, he once played basketball.
Yes.
Now he doesn't play
it's
basketball.
Different. I feel it's different.
And so like I view it sort of differently now than I did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because A, I'm older, but B, I've had a student who was in things and it wasn't
theirs.
their thing, and then they stopped doing
I agree.
that thing. And so I think I deal with it differently as I'm older than when I was younger. Do you find that?
Yeah, the junior, like I have a one I'm close to that's dropping this year, and he literally texted me, I just don't think it's my thing. I'm like, you're a junior. Like,
right.
It's not your thing.
Yeah.
Like and he's like a Band-Aid, you know? Like, I'm like, you're in my room 3 periods a day.
Right.
You know? So those frustrate me.
So do you give yourself, I always gave myself like 48 hours.
No, I give myself like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
To mourn.
Wow,
yes,
okay,
and
wow.
I do. And Kevin knows, like, oh, it's scheduling time. Like, watch out.
Yeah, Dawn always knew. Okay, he got the enrollment today.
I know.
Because he's a little grumpy
terrible.
tonight. You know,
It's
there's only 2 reasons to be grumpy in March.
Yep.
One is contest music is not going so well, and 2
scheduling.
is you got the scheduling from the department.
And it's really terrible. And I keep telling, I love our guidance counselor, but I'm like, this is the worst time of year for scheduling, because it's like when you're pushing them the most.
Yep.
And sign up for band, you know. So so it is. It's you're the most stressed, and that's the most disappointing part of it. So.
And I think what is the most impressive is with all of the things there are to do at the high school level, specifically sports, but I'm sure there are a million other clubs here, robots probably, and all of the things. What are some things that you do in order to retain the athletes? Because, having had a son play middle school sports and now high school sports, I was shocked at the drastic increase of requirements of a high school athlete versus a middle school.
It's all year round.
I mean, I was like, wow, this got big in a hurry. So what are some things you do? Because it is a challenge.
It is.
Having so many kids do both.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit
and
about
not
that.
just even the school sports. Like if they're in the school sports, then they're expected to also be in these club sports.
Right.
And that's expected.
Well, and with success, because baseball season is 5 weeks longer and football season is 5 weeks longer. I mean, it's not just the season's over. Your teams are always in the postseason too.
Oh, yeah, they are. So it didn't start out that way. That we work really well together, and I think that is all to longevity. I do, because I feel like I've been here longer than both the principal, the athletic director. Like, I'm like the actual constant, and even with the coaches. So now it's to a point where they know the kids that we're gonna have overlap, and I'm gonna tell you, I give more than what they give, and I know that. So sometimes I get frustrated with myself because I created that, because I let the cross country kids leave after halftime. Well, if I want my cross country kids, that's what they're going to do. And now, and then I have a whole drum line of cross country kids. I'm like, oh, like we have no bass drum right now because they're all in cross country.
Right.
Dang it. Guess Mr. Bear and I will play the bass drum for third and fourth quarter, or fourth quarter. So some of that I've created, and I think other band directors would be like, oh, that's terrible. Or golfers, if they have a match early the next morning, they're allowed to leave. And that's why we don't do a lot of stuff on Saturdays, because everyone's doing. I mean, we have probably 85 to 90% of our kids are athletes. And so if you put something on a Saturday, like we go to colleges and I take who I can get, but it's like drastically smaller, But that's why we don't do a lot on Saturdays in the fall, just because everyone's out doing their thing. And with our rehearsals, we have it where no athletics start until after band is done. So on Wednesdays until 4:30, athletics starts at 4:45, and that is school district wide. So that took a little fighting, but then it's now established.
And that was an administrative decision somewhere along the line, or
it
between
was.
you and the administration.
And the athletic director.
And so it was.
And
it was a
there was some
compromise.
pushback from coaches, but
Sure.
But when you were in here before Symphonic Band started, we have TriStar kids. That's our vocational school, and they come late every single day. And so I have kids coming in late, or I have work study kids and kids who take college classes. And sometimes I do feel like it's like a revolving door, and if you don't know what's going on, but again, all of that's important to them. Like getting college credit is huge now.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like either I say they can't be in band because they're not going to be here when the bell rings, or they're only going to be here 4 days a week instead of 5 days. Sometimes it is kind of hectic, but overall I'm always about what does it mean to the kids? They still get to experience this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, there are times I'm frustrated. But the other thing is keeping a consistent schedule, because band camp has for 28 years been the same week, same 2 weeks, and I never move it, because now the coaches know this is when it's going to be.
Right.
But again, when you have those club sports, going back to that, there are days I'm missing kids because they got their AAU, whatever, softball, blah, blah, blah. And I just I roll with it. As long as the parents communicate with me. And at times, it's like, gosh darn, we're missing 15, 20 kids.
I was always frustrated because I felt like when you're dealing with the sports schedules, two things. One is those schedules change all the time, it seems, because sometimes it's legitimate weather
for sure
things, right? I mean, you can't play
help the rain.
You can't play golf in a thunderstorm, et cetera, et cetera. But also, I felt like I'm one band director having a conversation with 7 different coaches who all want me to compromise their way when they are dealing with one band director.
Yes.
It felt like I was outnumbered
for sure
constantly.
Yeah.
So I like this 4:30 thing where everybody
all
the
year.
Band compromised with the athletics, not with basketball, with basketball, with volleyball, with track, with this, with that, with the other.
And I mean, it's and I have an open communication, the volleyball coach, her and I, she sends me her dates that sometimes she can or cannot control. She gets so many dates with her girls preseason, and she'll all right, during marching camp, can I have this girl on this day and this girl? So that way we're rotating who's missing, or I'm like, nope, she's a field commander, she really can't miss. Or it is a give and take, and it's not a perfect system, and it's not for everybody, and I get that. But that's one reason we don't compete in the fall. We do a different show every home game. But we're not perfecting it by any means to be judged, to be adjudicated.
So talk to me a little bit about quality versus size. I think a lot of band directors probably are listening to this thinking, if I had 50% of my high school, that's kids maybe that aren't the best quality kids necessarily. So with having 50%, be really easy to let quality suffer.
Yeah.
Because you're outnumbered with only 2 staff members and all of these children. And then also, it's a large percentage of the student population overall. So how do you balance retention of kids with high quality standards?
That's right. So that's the balance. How far can you push? Because it's always any band director that you push, and you'll get kids that don't want to be pushed, and then they'll drop. And I think that's something that a core teacher probably doesn't stress about, what her numbers are or what his numbers are, because kids have to take their class. And I definitely think for electives that's a challenge. You want to have high quality and you want to push the kids, but you also need kids, right? So, and so for us, dividing up into 2 bands definitely helps. And concert band is bigger than symphonic band, so we definitely try to set that number wherever the kids audition, it's where that magic line happens. We don't have a set number. It's a natural break wherever it happens. And so the concert band will have a larger number than us, and it's sometimes fundamentals down there because that band practices in the other school. So when I say down there, I just mean across the parking lot. But Mr. Beair is definitely working the fundamentals and training them up, so that way we get more. And seniors are not automatically in the top group. Seniors will always play the Christmas concert in the symphonic band, and then we audition, and then after that we split by their audition scores.
By the ability.
Yeah.
Do you know, do you track, are you losing more kids of the better kids or more kids of the struggling younger players?
We lose more of the concert band, but I would say that's also because there's more freshmen. So, a lot of times the freshman class will be a little bit bigger because they tri-band.
Right.
So I don't know if those are correlated, if it's because they're in the concert band or if it's because they're a large number of freshmen. It could be a little bit of both.
Well, don't you hate when like an 8th grader tells you, well, I'm quitting because I don't like marching band, and you go, you haven't even done it yet.
Yeah.
So at least, if they try it their freshman year, then
and
at least they know.
I will take a freshman quitting after trying it and saying I did not enjoy it, like I said, over like a senior, going to be a senior.
Right.
Yeah.
Final tips, tricks, thoughts on retention, recruiting. What's the secret that we can bottle and sell for $1 million on how to have 50% in your band?
I'm real with these kids. I'm who I am. They know it. They know who I am. I care about them. I'm always asking. I'm at most of their events. I try to go to a lot of things with my family and root them on. I'm their biggest cheerleader in life. And we have this things called band couples. We have lots of band couples who end up getting married, and I always tell them, if you get married, that's a rule. I have to get invited, and they follow through.
Nice.
And I'm multiple weddings every summer of band couples. So just and have fun. Like, I don't take myself too seriously.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is about playing great music, but you have to have fun while doing it. I believe that. So we're just a little.
Well, I think we had fun in rehearsal today.
We did. I think we did.
I had fun. I don't know if the kids may be grumbling afterwards, but I'm only here one day, so they can grumble today, and then have you back tomorrow. I know you're incredibly busy, family, band life, all of the things. So thank you for spending time with us today. Good luck at state contest the rest of your year and beyond. But can we talk Star Wars?
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm. We do a lot of Star Wars.
I know you do. I've listened.
On the podcast.
I had to do some research.
You had to do some research.
Okay.
We've had people use ChatGPT.
I didn't do that. I had to I've been always surrounded by guys. So I have an older brother and a younger brother. I don't have sisters, and they were huge and still are huge Star Wars fans.
Okay.
So that being said, I have some knowledge of it.
Okay.
Some.
All right.
Okay. So I do know that Luke's father is Darth Vader.
Okay.
Okay, I know that.
All right, good.
I did not know.
You don't know about Luke's clone?
No.
Though. Okay.
No.
So you would put yourself at like
like a 2.
Oh, a 2.
2, 3. Like, I know characters.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what I got. My mom, I love Princess Leia.
Okay.
And my mom, I would on a special day would do the buttons in my hair.
Oh, very
when
nice.
I was young. If my brothers got the Darth Vader case that you put their figurines in it, and I got a stuffed Ewok.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a stuffed Ewok, so I got that.
Okay.
And so what I couldn't remember is which movie the Ewoks and Jabba the Hutt was in, because I do believe it was the same one.
Yeah.
Which was Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Yes. So that I had to look up.
So would you say that's your favorite movie?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
But I do remember, so I was asking some students today, I said, didn't before Princess Leia and Luke know that they were brother and sister, wasn't there some romantic interest? And they did say yes. So I looked it up, and that was in 5.
Yes, there was.
Which was what? What was 5? I forget the name of that one.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, Empire Strikes Back.
There's a little bit in A New Hope. There's some hints in A New Hope.
Okay, so here's the thing. When I was in college, when what I would classify as the new one started coming out.
Well, that would be the prequels.
Right. So
right, the 2000s-ish.
So I haven't really kept up from there on. I only know the originals.
Okay, that's fine.
Because that's when I moved out of my house, if that makes sense.
So Return of the Jedi is your favorite movie.
Yeah.
Your favorite character, Princess Leia? Or
yeah, Leia. Mm-hmm.
What do you love about Leia?
I mean, I always just thought she was really pretty. And she's a strong woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's certainly for the that 1970s, early 80s women. A lot of women in those movies were subservient.
Yes, no, she
by today's standards, she's probably not that strong of a character.
But for back then,
but by then, definitely.
I would agree.
And if you watch the newest set of movies, she's General Organa. She is a really strong character. They kind of gave her a glow up, so to speak, in her older age. Well, who's your favorite? You have a favorite villain?
Okay, so I don't know that Jabba is a villain.
Oh, I would say Jabba's a villain.
My kids, the high school kids in here earlier today said, no, I think he's a villain.
I would classify him as maybe chaotic neutral.
But I also he's not a villain, but I also like Obi-Wan Kenobi just because he's wise.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Old Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But nobody, I don't think, has said that Jabba
But that's
is
because I
their
remember
favorite
him because
villain.
he's like this big fat blob.
Big slug.
Yeah,
thing.
it's gross.
No, he's a gangster.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a crime syndicate.
Yeah.
He's definitely, I would definitely say, bad guy.
And I like the Star Wars
of
rides
things.
at Disney. And
Which one?
they're
Like-
really good. I've done all of them.
All of them?
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
the one with the Skywalker things, or what are the white guys called?
The Stormtroopers?
The Stormtroopers, yeah.
Stormtroopers.
Yes. See,
So Rise of the Resistance.
Yes, I liked that. Yes, I liked
That's
that.
one of the best
It was
rides.
pretty amazing.
The line for the ride is almost as good as the ride itself.
Yes, yeah.
When you're going through, they open up the big doors and all the
Yeah,
Stormtroopers.
it's like
oh
you're
my
in the
gosh.
movie.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
really.
no, that was good.
Yeah, super, super, super good. Do you have a least favorite character scene?
No. Okay. What was the first one of the prequels that come out? Because I did not like that one.
The Phantom Menace.
Yes, I did watch that when I was in college, and I was like, this is terrible.
What did you not like?
I don't remember. I think because it didn't feel like real Star Wars to me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
A lot of people don't like that. It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
It's not even in my top 5 favorite Star Wars movies. It's not the best.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are some good moments in it.
Yeah, I like that it's still stuck around though. Like none of my kids watch it, so it's not in my family now. But like I said, my brothers are still huge fans. Still collect. They're like crazy collectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Maybe they should be on the podcast.
maybe. I mean, they are. Like I don't know why you would spend that much money on something like that, but it's okay. I love them.
We just got Harrison a Lego R2D2 for Easter, so he's pretty excited
my
about that.
5th boy, who just turned 11, loves Legos. Like I love that he loves Legos, but he does more like the intricate cars.
Yeah. Harrison's almost 18. He still
Yeah.
loves a good
No,
Lego
I'm
kit
like, yeah,
every
I'm
once in a
good
while.
with
And I do
that.
too. I mean,
No,
I will
it's-
admit,
yeah.
I definitely
Yeah, it's
have
too many
played with
pieces for me.
it. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
no.
enough. Hey, thank you so much
Yeah.
for being here. This was fun
was
and
fun.
insightful. And good luck with the remainder of your school year.
Thank you.
We'll see you in the future.
Yep.
Hey, Matt, happy birthday.
Thanks.
It's been 5 weeks since you've had a birthday, at least
It is. It is. I haven't known what to do.
on the podcast here. It's been a while,
It's
which
been a while.
we planned out. We knew that was going to happen, but how have you been? It's been almost a month since we've chatted on recording anyway.
Good. Good. Getting into the new job and
Yeah, you became the director of the emergency management agency, and all of a sudden we have a thunderstorm warning every single day for 70-mile-an-hour winds and apple-sized hail.
yes. Actually, I looked it up. So yesterday, being Wednesday the 15th, we had our 3rd day in a row of a severe thunderstorm watch.
Yeah.
And I went back and looked and I thought, I wonder when the last time is that we had 3 days in a row of watches. I went back to 2005 and didn't find any, and that's when the data stopped. So,
So it's never-ish.
uh,
Not in recorded.
no, not since I was in elementary school,
Okay.
at least.
So good job.
So, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
Welcome to the job, Matt.
Yeah. Nice job.
This is it.
And hey, it's a good reason to drink some bourbon.
Yeah, very good reason. Yep.
So we can kind of get back to basics today. We spent all of 2026 thus far doing the bourbon bracket. That was a lot of fun. So we haven't just done a sit back and drink a bourbon and talk about it. So we're kind of getting back to that today. Well, what are we drinking? This was one I've never had, brand new for me.
This is a Christmas present from a former employer, Josh Shum. He's a pretty big fan of the Penelope series of bourbons, and he loves the toasted rye. So he got me a bottle of the toasted rye.
Okay.
I love it. So I think this is our first rye that we've talked about on the show.
I think we've mentioned ryes in passing, but I don't know that we've really discussed what a rye is and tasted a rye specifically.
The thing that I like about rye, they're spicier because if you've ever had rye bread or smelled rye bread, like it's not pungent, but to me it's a very pointed smell.
Yeah.
And a very pointed taste and grain all around. So anything that is a rye whiskey is a little bit on the spicier side. This one is it's 95% rye and 5% malted barley. When you start getting into malted grains, that's a completely different process that is relatively complex, but there's a rationale behind it. So this is 95% rye. It is aged for 6 years in a level 2 charred oak barrel. So they age the whiskey, and then they age it for another 6 years in the level 2 char barrel.
Level 2 is kind of like DEF CON levels, right? Like level 1 is not very charred, up to 5?
I think it's up to 5.
5
yes.
levels? Like 5 was super ultra charred. Okay. So what makes it a rye specifically? It's the percent of rye in the mash.
Yes.
So you could tell the spiciness right from the smell.
Yeah, and again, going back to the basics, this is not bourbon. This is not a bourbon. It's a whiskey. It's not a bourbon.
And it's not a bourbon because it doesn't have 51% corn.
Correct. Yes, it still follows all of the other same. It's like severe weather. Severe weather, you have to have 5 specific ingredients to have severe weather, and when you drop one of those off, you don't necessarily get severe weather. It's sort of the same thing with...
Is corn one of the severe weather ingredients?
If there's flying corn, yes, that is a level of severe weather.
I think I drove through some flying corn the other night on the way home from track.
I would believe that. So, anyways, on the nose with this, you almost sort of get. This is pretty typical for me with ryes. I usually smell like cornflakes. Like it's got a little bit more of a grainy.
It does, like cereal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit more of a grainy
smell that.
hint to it. This is a little bit, I would say, sweeter than some ryes that I've had.
It's got a little sweet on the front.
It's got a little sweet on the front, and then at the end of it, it kind of says, "Okay, I'm a rye, and now you're going to listen to me."
Yeah, the kick is on the back end for
yes,
sure.
Yes, it's sort of like, I don't know if you've ever seen Breaking Bad, but like the beginning of the show, it's this sweet teacher that, not that you feel bad for him, but like you're on his side with everything. And then can we say spoiler alert, or is it enough time past that
No,
we're okay?
We're okay.
Okay, all right. Like at the very end.
Our symbols and cynicism rule is 6 months. We're way past 6 months
Okay,
on
I mean, Breaking Bad can almost drive at this point. At the end, when he tells Skylar, "I am the danger," like that's the end of this. Where, at the beginning, it's this is okay, and then at the end, it just.
First of all, have I ever seen Breaking Bad? How do you not know? That's like my favorite series ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew that, but I just.
Oh, you're playing it up for the fans.
I'm playing it up for the fans. Calm
I
down
mean,
over
two times all the way through. I think the most amazing thing about it is it's so crazy, but everything in the moment seems logical. Like every decision he's making, sure, let's cook meth.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course he made that decision because, or let's kill this guy, or let's get into, to business with this guy, or let's take this job, or like they're all just, well, yeah.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense in that moment. All the crazy stuff that they pull. It's one of those shows. When I get to the end of it, I almost just want to start back at the beginning and like press play on S1E1.
Yeah. I think Skylar is the most frustrating character. Like the actor does an incredible job.
She's amazing.
At
Well, everybody is in the whole show.
Yes. And I've always thought about it. Like if you hate a character in a show, to me that tells you they're the best actor in the show.
Yes.
Because if they're able to convey that through the screen that you don't like them anyways and they're a fake person,
Yes.
that to me just screams that they're great.
Yeah, I don't know how Vince Gilligan made Hank so the sympathetic character. I mean, he's making all the wrong choices.
Yeah.
And still you feel bad for
Yes.
him. I think part of that's the cancer and part of it is the, disabled son. I mean, there's so many different things about his life that have just, the tragedy over the science business that they had where he could have made millions, but now he's just this, high school science teacher, worked talking about covalent bonds all day when he could be inventing, amazing things. Have you seen El Camino, like the follow-up movie?
No, I haven't.
Also very, very good.
Is it?
Also very, very good.
I tried to get into Better Call Saul.
Oh, I love Better Call Saul.
It's good. The thing with Saul is that I can only take him in doses.
Oh, I love him.
Like I love the
great.
character and it's great, but it's one of those. I even kind of find myself sometimes with The Office, like Steve Carell. There are moments where it's like, oh, okay, it's so cringe. But again, it's so
Office
good.
Gets really cringy.
Yes.
At times, there are some episodes that that's too much.
Yeah,
too far.
just you want to reach through the screen and say, "Would you just stop for a minute?"
Just back off. Which is the point of the whole character and the whole point of the whole thing. But I like Better Call Saul. Not as good as Breaking Bad is the king.
Yes.
beyond a shadow of a doubt. But I like Del Camino. I like Better Call Saul. All really good stuff. Have you seen, what's the new Pluribus? That's the new. It's a Vince Gilligan. It's not related to that, that universe, but it's Vince Gilligan's. Is that his name?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's his newest series. It's on Apple TV or Apple. I don't have it, so we
have to check
haven't
it out.
seen it. I've heard it's very, 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 very good, but I don't have that.
And of course, when you see Vince Gilligan, you're like, that is exactly the kind of dude that
Yes.
I pictured that would write this show.
Yes. There's also a great Mythbusters where they do a bunch of the Breaking Bad myth.
I have
they
seen
they
that.
test a bunch of those.
I have seen
including at the very end when he makes the machine gun thing in the trunk.
Yes.
The other thing I like about Breaking Bad is it's not a happy ending. Like they
Yeah.
didn't try to find a way to make it all work out in the end. All of the tragedies sort of do come true. All of your worst nightmares do come true, even though all the way he sort of finds a way out of most of them along the way. Gustavo Fring too. He's one of my favorite characters.
Yes. That's a good one.
Yeah, what a great, just a whole pile of great characters. Jesse and Skyler and Hank, and what's the brother's name? The DEA guy.
That is Hank.
Oh, that's Hank.
Walt.
Walt. I said Hank before. I meant Walt. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So we have had on the show. We did have something else from the Penelope line that we tasted. It was the Architect.
Correct.
That was quite a while ago. I don't remember it. That's a bourbon.
That's a bourbon. It's a
Okay.
straight bourbon whiskey.
All right.
Yes. And they have there's a couple different cask finish bottles that they have. Mm-hmm. And just different levels, different price ranges.
Yeah.
I think this bottle is in the $40 to $50 range for the toasted rye.
This is a good rye.
Yeah, it's very good.
I like this a lot.
I think it would make some good cocktails. For whatever reason, I've
It
noticed
has there's an edge. It's got an edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of bourbon enthusiasts and bourbon professionals, like their go-to whiskey for a cocktail is a rye.
Yeah.
And part of me wonders if that's because it cuts through everything else.
Yeah. Won't get lost.
Right.
Well, that's a great preview because coming up in our next series of Something Neats, we're going to get into some cocktails, bourbon cocktails specifically. Coming up, we don't want to give too much of that away. I think everybody, the first thing they think of when they think of a bourbon cocktail, it's got to be an old fashioned.
I would say so.
But there are so many other really, really good ones. And we're going to talk about some recipes and what bourbons go best with certain recipes. Not necessarily brand names, but like ryes or wheats or etc. Well, rye is not a bourbon. Okay, you see the point.
Yeah.
And kind of how to mix these and what go better for certain times of year. Sometimes a cocktail goes great with certain food, even food pairings, right? Theoretically speaking.
If you can get to the food.
If you can taste the food by the time you get there. As we have always said, drink responsibly, and if you're under 21, don't drink at all. Stay safe, arrive alive, as they used to say. That used to be the thing. Do you remember arrive alive?
I don't remember that, but I don't know what I would do now.
That was one of the, don't drink and drive. MAD. Do you remember MAD? Mothers Against Drunk Driving? That was big in the 90s. You weren't alive yet, probably, but...
I was alive in the 90s.
Well, barely. I mean, you were fully alive.
Maybe not cognitively.
Yeah, you were not self-aware of the world around you. I
can guarantee this. I did not drive drunk in the 90s.
You did not. Hopefully you were not drunk in the 90s.
No, not that I know of. I did. There was one time I was a child, and I went to the refrigerator and opened up what I thought was a can of pop, and took a big drink of a Budweiser and told Mom that the pop was stale.
Oh my!
And she said, "Well, that's because you're drinking beer." So that was my first taste of alcohol. Was when I thought I had a can of pop. Did not have a can of pop.
No, you did not. I don't remember my first taste of beer. I want to say my uncle let me have a sip of his.
Is that an uncle's responsibility?
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Okay.
It was, there's a beer from Pittsburgh. It's called Iron City. It's a Pittsburgh brew. Everybody in Pittsburgh drinks Iron City or Iron City Light. And I think we were watching or listening to a Pittsburgh Pirates game, and I think my uncle let me have a sip of beer at some point. Yeah,
If you had to watch the Pirates, you would need the sip of beer.
No, this would have been 80.
Oh, when they were good.
83 or 4. I mean, I was probably 10 or 12 or so. I mean, they were good then, you know. That was Willie Stargell and Bill Maddox and Mad Dog Maddox, third base. Yeah, they were Kent Tekulve, a bunch of good players back then. So I'm out of bourbon, Matt.
No, you're out of whiskey.
I'm out of whiskey. Sorry. Thank you for the correction. All right. Well, anything else on the Penelope? I'd put this on my shelf. I'm not a big rye person. If I had a bottle of this, it would probably go in my old fashions before anything else. I like the smooth sippers, not so much the bitey spicy.
Don't like the bitey spicy.
I do, but not
Particularly.
regularly. It's not one of my General Jam go-tos. So, Matt, thanks for joining us today. Always nice to see you, talk to you, and sip a little bourbon with you.
Yeah.
Bourbon with friends, something neat with Matt.
Bourbon with friends.
And have a good weekend. You've got your swearing in coming up here real soon.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. That will be the official EMA. Then the real bad storms will hit.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's when everything will happen.
We should probably stay unofficial as long as we possibly can. Hey, man, have a good week. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
No, breathe. Find your happy place.
Meetings that should have been an email. You know the ones I'm talking about. Do you have these meetings? They're the meetings where you get an agenda in an email. Then you go to the meeting, and at the end of the meeting, you have no more information than you had when you read the agenda. Or the information is read to you from a slide or a piece of paper and could have just been in the email itself. Why did I drop what I was doing and come to this email prepared with my laptop or prepared with pen and paper for notes, and then you just read to me that one paragraph? There was no other information. It was in the email. Is it because you think meetings are important? Is it because you think you are important because you have meetings? Or is it because some people don't read their emails? Ding, ding, ding. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So why don't you just address those people? Guess what? Those people, they're not paying attention in the meeting anyway. They're playing on their phones. They're watching videos on their laptop while you have the meeting. So basically, I'm at a meeting paying attention, hearing the same thing I was from when I read the email, and then these people got neither of them because they didn't read the email, and now they're playing on their phone, watching videos on their laptop. They're not getting it anyway. Have meetings when meetings are important. Otherwise, just email me. I can and will read the email. I feel better. You feel better? I feel better. Homework for the week. This is a pretty easy one. Make 2 lists. Make one list of the last 5, meaning most recent 5 books that you have read. Make another list of the best 5 books you have ever read. And maybe one book is on both of those lists, and that's fine too if one of your recent books is also one of the best books. So a list of the most recent 5 and a list of the best 5 books you have ever read, and we'll discuss more about that next week. Okay, that's the show. Make sure you leave a rating, drop a comment, or send a message on the app of your choice. You can text the show with the link at the bottom of the description, and recently now we can text you back. Check out the merch store at themarchingarts.com/RHS and our YouTube channel at Robert H. Sloan RHS Music. We hope you'll join us next time for Clone Wars Season 2, Episodes 20, 21, and 22, and Driving in the Rain. Thanks for joining me today. The theme music is Superfly, written by me, copyright RHS Music. The show logo is designed by John Suh, and the show is produced by my sister, Kathy. I do hope you'll join us next time for more reflections and rantings on symbols and cynicism.